Hi, my name is Munya Maraire. I'm the CEO of Worldwide Scholarships. Um, Born to a Jamaican mom, raised in Zimbabwe. I was an aspiring athlete, always wanting to be the best. My dream took me to Penn State University, where I was coached by some of the top coaches in the world. Joe Paterno, the top American football coach in college football, and Harry Groves. My Penn State experience was one where I realized that you can do anything that you want to in sport and in life if you have the right drive and aspirations in front of you. But when I rewind back to where my story started, I remember winning the national championships at the national stadium in Zimbabwe in the 400-meter hurdles. And I remember the guy that came second to me was a young man who had no shoes on, had not been trained, and definitely did not go to the schools that I had gone to when I was in high school in Zimbabwe. And it really made the lights go on in my mind, because I realized that there's so much talent out there in Africa, and all that they need is development, the right kind of development, and incredible stories are birthed. So my story is actually very interesting, because I had family members in the United States of America, and my dream was always to play American football. So the day I told my mom, look, I want to pursue this dream of American football, she said to me, but how are you going to pursue American football when all you ever do is play rugby? And I said to her, but I play American football all the time. And she says, where? And I said, on computer games. And she just looked at me and thought that I was totally insane. But that is actually where I learned the game of American football, was playing computer games with my friends late into the evenings. We used to play Joe Montana's Sports Talk football. And that for me was where the dream started. Sitting with my mom and contemplating how to make this dream happen, she said to me, look, well, the only way that you're going to be able to do this is if you either go and live with your auntie in Florida, or live with your sister, who was in the US Air Force in Alaska. I ended up choosing to go to Alaska because me and my sister had a very good relationship, and ended up being the state champion in Alaska, and I'm still the record holder in Alaska for the 200 meters and 400 meters. And literally, I got offered scholarship opportunities to some of the biggest universities in the world because of my performance in what was a bitterly cold environment. But you must understand, for me still, though I was achieving in athletics, my dream was American football. And I still was not doing that. And nobody's looking for American football players in Alaska. So for me, I ended up choosing Pennsylvania State University, where I graduated with a degree in business logistics, to be the place for me to pursue my dream. And when I got to Penn State University, that's when I had the opportunity to meet one of the most well-performing Hall of Fame coaches, Mr. Joe Paterno. So I think in every athlete's life, we come to the end. And at the end of my story was what I felt was a broken dream. And my broken dream was I did not end up playing in the NFL, which was my childhood dream. And the way I picked myself up from that was remembering the moment when I was in my high school national championship victory, and realized that I needed to pick myself up, but not only pick myself up, I needed to empower the talent of Africa, because that was my dream, is to see those who had talent not left behind by any kind of circumstances. And that's basically what Worldwide Scholarships is. We empower the talent of Africa. Our dream is to see talent in sports, arts, and academics empowered and elevated and taken to the next level, so that youngsters can live their dreams in the talents that they have.
Too many broken niggas, too many heartless bitches.
I believe that inspiration is a tapestry of different colors. And within my own story, there are many different colors that have played into the inspiration of who I am in many different facets of my life. Many people don't know about me as a musician.
Walking while they're talking. You find me walking.
Very inspired with music because from Jamaica, my mom comes from. Bob Marley was an incredible inspiration to my music and to wanting to do music. Tupac was also a very big inspiration for me in terms of the depth of his music. As an athlete, I really got inspired when I met Usain Bolt. I spent 4 weeks with Usain in his own environment, and I realized what excellence and what being the best ever feels like, and what kind of inspiration and what kind of dedication is needed to achieve such. And I remember him writing for me an autograph, and on that autograph was, "You can also do this in business." And I was so inspired by that because that was after he ran the 9.58 world record that has never been beaten, still in history. As a businessman, very, very inspired by one of my coaches, Phil Knight. Phil Knight is the founder of the Nike organization. His story of dedication, from grassroots all the way to a multinational, multi-billion-dollar organization, inspires me incredibly. And what is amazing about that is he was one of the inspiring forces behind one of my mentors and coach, Joe Paterno, who was his best friend. Literally, we never realized that Joe was best friends with Phil Knight until we were at his funeral. And that inspired me because sometimes it's important not to show off as to who is in your corner, but to actually just take the good things that they've taught you and to basically resonate those on the world around you. So Worldwide Scholarships is now in its 19th year, and what is exciting for us is that we're continuing to expand, continuing to develop, empower the talent of Africa. Thousands of youngsters have benefited from the Worldwide Scholarships program. Some have gone on to being Olympians, some world championships. Some have gone on to being some of the top administrators as well as coaches and business people in the world. So it's exciting to see where a dream can take you. And at Worldwide Scholarships, we believe that empowering the dreams of others is the way to, I guess, making new stories, better stories, seeing where people go. So I think the greatest turning point in my life was December 20th, 2014, 2 a.m. I was involved in a car accident where I lost my left arm to an above the elbow amputation. It was really a defining moment for me because I remember waking up and realizing that I didn't have an arm. And at that time, I was still very active in sport. And I just realized that my life was going to change. But mentally, all the lessons learned in sport, as well as my faith in God, kept me, I'd say, together. Because I realized that my faith and my journey was not over. And how I reacted and how I became after my accident was either very detrimental or either very instrumental to people's lives, and how they would then also begin to see their challenges and face their challenges. So for me, I believe I'm the most attractive one-armed man in the world. I also believe that I'm the strongest, and I believe that you should embrace the challenges that your life presents to you, because everybody's going to go through something, and it's how you get up and how you proceed from that point that is so important.
How you gonna change things if you're not ready to change? Cause everybody just wants the best, but nobody do what it takes. Everybody just wants the best, but nobody.
In the Bible, it talks about perseverance. Perseverance is the number one word in my life, because we persevere through all kinds of trials and tribulations. We persevere through challenges. And when we get to the other side, there's no point going through any journey that is not full of trials and tribulations, because you don't get to embrace or appreciate where you would have come from. So for me, I believe that me losing an arm was the most empowering moment for me, because it showed me who I am, and it showed me what the journey needs to look like and where we need to go. Thank you so much for taking time out to listen to my story. I hope it's inspired you. There's a journey for you. There are challenges that you'll face through worldwide scholarships and through our team. It's important to know that we're here to help you, to empower your talent and take yourself to your dream, whatever it is, whether it's in sports, arts, academics. We're there for you.
I can hold your hand if you hold my hand. We can stand together, make our parents understand. Travel the globe and find hope. Behave like kids and skip ropes. We can play all the roles. I will never forget your